Thanks. We are across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking a field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25 with the Indianapolis Colts. On first down, it's Locke. And his first pass is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And now it's second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Locke throwing middle, but it's incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. A shotgun snap for Locke. Looking deep downfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Tennessee Titans, their situation right now, Charles, in a fight for a wild card spot. They've been a bit of a tough team to figure out this year, but hey, they're getting hot at the right time, and that's December.
Yeah, and they've got some signature wins along the way, don't they? Remember they beat Philadelphia earlier in the year at home in overtime. Remember they went on the road and beat Dallas right before Dallas started a streak of 5 straight wins. But you're exactly right, getting hot at the exact right time. Really jumped on Jacksonville in the Thursday night game not too long ago. Derrick Henry ran wild. How about the follow-up at New York against the Giants in Week 15? Ends up going for well over 100 again. So look out, because when their running game's going, the Tennessee Titans are tough to deal with. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Dion Lewis, the first carry for the expatriate. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the second level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
Yeah, making those linemen work with a couple blocks. They look good doing it there. Stocker's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Mariota to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
3rd and short yardage. Mariota. And that's complete to Lewis. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Derrick Henry, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. By the way, Derrick Henry, you might want to refer to him as Fantasy League MVP Derrick Henry with what he put together down the stretch. And you think back to Week 14, that monster game, man, was he good.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns, including one from 99 yards in Week 14 against Jacksonville. And how about the next week in the Meadowlands? Threw another 170 yards on top of that with 2 more touchdowns. And now the Titans running game, they are hitting their stride as they head towards January football.
He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Mariota. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Now, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Jackson. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44, and it'll be Titan football. And the Titans getting set to go. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Incomplete. Well, partner, league-wide, I think we're set up for a wild month of January. It seems like this season, more than others, we've had a number of teams that you maybe say, hey, they're the Super Bowl favorites. Kind of the Rams early, then it was the Chiefs. Patriots kept winning, and the Saints, and now, heck, maybe even the Texans or the Bears could claim that moniker.
Yeah, it's going to make for a wild month of January. And you just wonder right now, are we missing a team or two that's just a little bit outside the playoff hunt? Could they get hot and be those teams you don't want to play and carry that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl? Yes, I'm looking at the Indianapolis Colts as one of those teams.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And an alley to run. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Well, Charles, the Indianapolis Colts, you remember this year they started 1-5. That was back on October 14th. That was their record. And then you look up after Week 15, that 23-0 win over Dallas that you called, and they really have turned this season around. How have they done it?
What they've done is they've stayed the course. You know, from the general manager to the head coach, Frank Reich, they had a plan in place. They understood what they were trying to accomplish. They waited for some guys to get healthy. And Andrew Luck's right arm got healthier and healthier. And that team really came together. They've now won 7 out of their last 8 after Week 15. And if they get into the playoffs, they're a type of team that no one really wants to play.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Off of play action, Luck. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Luck. Man open right side, it's Rodgers. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Again, Luck. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To the air again, Luck. Over the middle, complete. It's Rodgers. Now before the 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Luck throwing again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Throwing again is Luck. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Out of the gun, Luck. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton from 6 yards away. And the Colts are in for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown Titans. As his guys are in for 6. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7. Head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Play fake to Henry. Now Mariota. He finds an opening past the 40. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
First down, Mariota. Caught right side, Davis. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now a second down throw for Mariota. And a grab over the middle by Stocker. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That was a good, forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
Again, it's Lewis. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Mariota gives to Henry. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Now it's a bootleg with Mariota. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Mariota, and that is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And Suckup will put this one right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Suckup now set to kick it off following the made field goal. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, here's Luck. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate Big plays for an offense.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Love. His throw incomplete. It was Kenny Vaccaro there to get a hand on that one.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure all day long prepping for the game. They had to have talked about it again and again. Squeeze passing lanes, and we'll be in great shape.
Dancing to his left. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now it's Love. And an alley to run. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And down to the 27-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. To throw is Love. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Back to throw. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. He's back to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Colts have taken the lead here in the 4th. Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will say. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity?
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Now the rookie from NC State, this is Nyheim Hines. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. The Colts on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And a short gain down to about the 33. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And that one drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left. The Titans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and one more chance here on 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Desperation time. Mariota on fourth down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Colts are going to win the football game. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So luck down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Nashville, good night, everybody.